Welcome back to another reading wrap up, and today we actually read way less books than I planned on reading this month. I think we only read 6 when last month I read like 15 or 16. So we're a bit behind, but that is okay. Since we did read so many last month, we actually still are on time. We're like not behind on how many books we're supposed to read. 50 books through our 100 book challenge. Now we gotta figure out what we're gonna do right here. The problems. Taking books down. That looks fine, you know. You definitely can't see what book that is, you know. So I read a total of 6 books this month. I've read 1 on audiobook, 4 from the library. I only have 2 of them from the library still with me, these 2, and then I read 1 out of my own physical TBR. So let's go through the books that I read this month. Starting off, we have The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which is the last book in the Inheritance Games series. Pretty much, let's give you a roundup of what happened so far without too many spoilers. So pretty much, this girl randomly figures out she's inherited $46 billion from this person she never met, and she's trying to figure out why, and there's all these mysteries happening at the mansion that is now her mansion. And pretty much that book was the end, wrapped it up, everything, and I really loved it. I rated that book 5 stars because it wrapped this series up with a bow. I loved it, and it perfectly leads into the next series. I believe there are 2 spin-off series from this book, I believe, at least. The next book that I read this month was The Blood of Olympus from the Heroes of Olympus series, and this was the 5th book in the series. It was the conclusion of the series. It was the last book. It was so good. I rated it 4 stars, and I said I was so satisfied with the ending and Percy Beth forever. I absolutely loved the ending, and I cannot wait to start the Trials of Apollos, which I think I have the book right over here. Hold on. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. This is the next book in it's actually the start of another series, but this is the Trials of Apollos. All these series are by Rick Riordan, but this is the Trials of Apollos, the next book in the series, which I have. It's right over here. This one was on audiobook. The one audiobook I read was, I keep making my pop socket go back down when I'm about to use it. Anyway, the next book I read was This Time Is Real by Anne Lang, which is the same author as Never Thought I'd End Up Here. This is actually how I got into this author's work, is from reading her ARC, which I don't know when I'm going to put out this video, but as of now when I'm recording, this book actually comes out tomorrow, so go get this book. Absolutely love this book. It was so cute, and it got me into the rest of her books, and also the covers are gorgeous. So I read This Time It's Real, and my rating, oh my goodness, I just hit my Kindle on the side of my bookshelf. My rating for This Time It's Real was 5 stars, and it really just gave me like starstruck vibes, and I loved it. Another 5 star from Anne Lang. So pretty much what happens in this book is this girl, she's moving to a kind of a new school. She moves around a lot, like every 1 or 2 years, and the first project she has to do is this essay, and it has to be about her personal life, but she doesn't know what to write about her personal life. So she ends up writing about her boyfriend, but she does not have a boyfriend, so she ends up making up this whole fictional thing. But in turn, she goes famous. This essay blows up, so she has to try to figure out how to get a fake boyfriend who will act like he is her boyfriend, to keep appearances up, and then in like 6 months they're gonna stage a breakup, because she's like, this cannot go on forever. But she kind of blew up. She's famous now. She's doing interviews. She's got a blog. She's working with some big blog people, all that. And it was just actually so good. It was really giving starstruck vibes, as the dude that she ends up working with was like a super famous actor, and I thought it was really cool because rivals, of course, Of course, Anne Lang had to put the kind of rivals trope in there. She absolutely loves that trope, and she's making me love it too. So the next book I read this month was Cinder by Marissa Mayer, and this book, guys, this book right here, it was such a fresh new book that I absolutely loved it. It was such an amazing concept and world. I rated it 5 stars. It was a sci-fi Cinderella retelling. Literally, tell me lies, just give me the book. Like this book right here, it still kept me entertained the entire time. I absolutely loved it. There was just like a little romance subplot, and it was not like in your face or anything, and it was just mostly just what's going on, the plot and everything. It was so good. I've never read anything about a cyborg before, but I loved it so much. Such a fresh and original concept. I kept trying to get this book from my library for like 3 months, and they never had it in stock. But now I get why. This book is amazing. They have all the rest of the books in the series in stock at the library. So whenever we go to the library, I'm going to be getting like all of those books, and we might even do a Lunar Chronicles reading marathon, because I think that would be fun to do with y'all guys. And that was a 5-star book. The next book that I read this month was also from my library. Cinder was also from my library, in case I didn't say that. I'm not sure if I did. The next book I read this month was This Time It's Real by Anne Lang, and this book, hold on, it's not going to stay up like the other one did. This Time It's Real by Anne Lang. So this is another rivals. They are both like totally cutthroat. If they got in arguments all the time, she would have mental breakdowns. They were both just like so on edge, trying to beat each other all the time, and it was like, girl was stressed but totally relatable. She was kind of oblivious sometimes. Like, how are you that oblivious? Makes it honestly made me want to be a valedictorian, be smart. And thank you to the side characters who perfectly knew when to say the right thing when she started going off on people, and I absolutely loved it. Another amazing emotional book by Anne Lang that I absolutely loved. This one was also 5 stars. And the last book we read this month, oh my goodness, this is a short reading wrap up, man. I don't know if I'm just like quick firing these or what. I honestly think I just didn't read that many books, so I'm just going through it really fast. But the last book that we read was, you can honestly probably tell from the side, but the last book I read was Fearless by Lauren Roberts, and I cannot say enough about this book. I've literally ranted to so many people about this book since I finished it, because oh my goodness, I cannot believe everything that happened in that book. I just realized I had a box over. Everything that happened in that book was absolutely, everything that happened in that book was absolutely insane. I cried so hard, I laughed, I squealed, all of the emotions, literally all of the emotions, and I did not think Lauren could wrap up this series so well. So well. But she did, and I was literally so happy, but like in tears at the same time at the end, because you're telling me we're done with this world. What in the world? I need more from this world. Thankfully, there's a novella. I don't know when it's supposed to come out, but in Lauren's deal with Simon & Schuster, however you pronounce that, it is stated that there's going to be 2 Powerless novellas. So the first one, Powerful, right up there, actually already came out, but I'm not sure what the second one is or what the second one is about. But I'm very excited for this. And if you have not read this series, like I said in the last reading wrap up, please go read this series. It will not let you down. This book I rated 6 stars, and I think it's kind of obvious at this point why. This has literally been like a 6-star series for me. Like literally my first 6-star series. I thought that Red Queen was going to be my favorite series, but in the later books they just got so boring and so mundane, like nothing was happening. But this series is my, I love it. It's so good. So we read a total, hold on, let me grab the books, guys. Let me grab the books. We read a total of 6 books this month, and last month we read like 16, so we did not read much at all this month compared to last month, but that is okay. And that is all the books I read this month, and I can tell it's getting into more summer months, much more stuff outside, and there's just so much more to do, so I am slowing down in my reading a little bit, but it is still so good. I love reading, and also I've kind of got in a really big reading slump once I finished Fearless, because of the fact it was Fearless, and I've been like, nothing at all will ever add up to this series, and I love this series so much. Like, I can't believe the main series is over. Like, what? This was my May reading wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next bookish video.